Good morning, everybody. I want to take just a few minutes today to talk with you about an idea that I've been thinking about for quite some time, exploring a little bit in my blog, but I want to take it a step further today. And that is the idea of the weaknesses that are hidden in our strengths and the strengths that are reflected, therefore, by our weaknesses. So I had the pleasure just a few days ago of participating as an invited speaker in the Physician Resiliency Summit hosted by the Foundation for the Pennsylvania Medical Society. This event was a pleasure and a privilege for me, largely because of the wonderful and interesting people I met among the speakers, among the folks hosting the event, and also among the everyday attendees who took part in this summit. In particular, one of those folks was Dr. Tate Shanafelt, who is now the Chief Wellness Officer at Stanford University, as well as a practicing hematologist-oncologist. Previously was at the Mayo Clinic, and in his role at Mayo, led some very foundational research around the question of physician burnout, depression among physicians, and physician wellness generally. And I mean, really, who better than someone practicing oncology to explore how we might remain well even in the midst of the challenging work that we do. So Dr. Shanafelt, in the course of his talk at this Physician Resiliency Summit, made reference to a concept I love, which is the notion that we have weaknesses or vulnerabilities that are a direct result of our strengths. Let me just say that one more time. We have weaknesses or vulnerabilities that stem directly from our strengths. So in the context of malpractice litigation or recovery from an adverse patient outcome, we see this come out in particularly intense ways. And it's something that I've explored in my public speaking and my blog a little bit in the past. But let me clarify what I mean for you. A classic example would be that a great physician will invariably be a deeply compassionate person, right? If you lack compassion altogether, it's going to be hard to practice at least hands-on clinical medicine effectively. However, that deeply compassionate person is someone who will suffer when their patient suffers. And if they wonder whether they had a hand in that suffering, they will suffer that much more. In the context of malpractice litigation, the fact that a lengthy, protracted argument is being held over whether you harmed someone strikes you right at the core, in no small part because you are compassionate. Another example would be that one of the classic strengths of the excellent physician is diligence or conscientiousness. Again, if someone suggests that we have been less than diligent, less than conscientious, it hurts. And likewise, if something goes wrong and we begin to wonder whether we've been adequately diligent or conscientious, we may engage in depths of self-doubt that someone with less of a commitment to diligence might never engage in. So if you find yourself going around and around with a particular struggle, be it fear, anxiety, self-doubt, self-recrimination, it may be helpful to you to take a moment and try to look at the other side of that coin if you can. If you are suffering in any of those ways, I want you to start exploring what your particular strengths are. What are the strengths that brought you into medicine? And see if you don't find that there's a connection there. There's a lot of self-respect, self-forgiveness to be had in acknowledging that this suffering I experience today stems directly from my strengths, and those strengths are why I came into the practice of medicine. I have a right to be here. I'm the person with the strengths that makes them the right candidate to practice this profession. All right, I hope you find that thought helpful. I'd love to hear from you as to how you might apply it to your own situation. The more I hear from you guys, the better able I am to be of help to the next person. Anything you share with me is confidential unless you choose to post it in the comments or let me know that it's something that I can share. But nonetheless, it helps me to see the larger themes of our physician experience and use those to buoy up the next colleague who finds themselves struggling. All right, have a great day.